Hello, hello. I'm Kim Trathen, and this is episode 17 of Free Business Coaching. So, I'm a few minutes late coming in today. Got a new phone, had some issues connecting, have a kiddo that's not feeling great. So, this is how we roll as moms in business. Sometimes we have to be a little bit flexible. So, as I mentioned, this is episode 17 of Free Business Coaching. This is your weekly dose of free inspiration, tips, and coaching to help you scale your business to 6 figures and beyond. So, have my notes here. We're talking about marketing and creating demand. So remember, if you are in a place, if you're new to the group, welcome. If you are in the position where you are looking to hire a coach or somebody, a mentor to help you scale your business faster, head out to my website, DM me. This is what I do. I help women, ambitious, motivated, driven women scale to that 6 figures and beyond faster. We like to shrink the time frame that it takes you to grow your business without working around the clock. So you can DM me or head out to kimthebusinesscoach.com and you can schedule right from my website a free consult if you would like to talk about coaching together. So back to today's topic, marketing and creating demand. If you have wondered what this really means, we're going to dive into all of it today. Okay, this one will probably be about 20 minutes long. Drop your questions on the live. That's one of the benefits of joining live is that you can drop questions and I will respond to them. The replays live inside the Facebook group here. Just click on guides. You can see free business coaching and you can access all the prior episodes. So let's dive in. Marketing and creating demand. So I like to think of marketing as every piece of content that you create in your business. It can be written or it can be verbal. So when you go to a networking event and you're meeting with people and you're talking with them, that is all part of your brand persona and it is all part of marketing that you are creating. You're marketing your own business with every conversation that you have. Oftentimes, the most common types of marketing that we think about are the written forms of content. Our social media content and our emails are probably two of the biggest, the most common at this day and age. So oftentimes I am thinking about those pieces of content when I talk about marketing and we're having this conversation today, but I want you to know and really understand that everything that you do in your business, including conversations that you have, is all part of marketing your business. Creating demand. Creating demand is something that I've gotten a lot of questions about from clients and from other business owners where women will say to me, like, I don't really get it. Like, I don't really understand creating demand. So let's break that down first. All creating demand is maybe you consider it fancy, maybe you don't, but it is a marketing term designed to talk about how much interest you're generating in your business. Okay, so are you creating interest from new clients, from prospective clients? That's all that creating demand really means. And your marketing, every piece of content you create is a tool to use to create demand. So your marketing creates demand inside of your business. So if creating demand sounds, I don't know, overwhelming or a scary term, I just want you to think about it as generating interest, just creating interest inside your business from prospective clients. That's all we mean when we talk about creating demand. Then just remember your marketing is a tool that you use to create that interest. Okay, so it's the social media post, it's the emails, it's the videos, it's the trainings, it's the webinars, it's the TikToks, it's the Clubhouse, using Clubhouse, it's in-person networking events. Okay, it's all part of your marketing. So again, if you're just hopping on, welcome. In this training, when I talk about, I'm going to share with you, it's a strange number. I have 4 common myths that I'm going to share with you about marketing and online business. And a lot of these I am thinking about the written forms of marketing that you create, like your social media content. Okay, so let's dive in. Again, if you're joining live, you can drop your questions. I will answer them for you. Myth number 1 that I hear from a lot of people in the online space is that you must be running ads or have some type of funnel in order to scale to 6 figures and beyond. Okay, now when I'm referring to some type of funnel, the most common type of funnel, and it doesn't have to be this, but the most common type of funnel that people are talking about is like an email funnel. Like here's the email they get first, and then I put them through this funnel, right? And they get this one, and then this one, and then they warm up, and then they book a call. Okay, It's not that these things don't work, but it is completely untrue to think that you must invest in ads or you must create some type of funnel, some type of structured funnel in order to get clients. Okay, do you hear that difference? It's not that those things can't work for you. They absolutely can, but they are not required in order to scale your business to 6 figures and beyond. The truth is, you can scale well beyond 6 figures with nothing but organic growth, meaning you are not paying for it. You are using your social media platforms. Maybe you have your own Facebook group, your email list, right? Whatever social media you're on, you can 100% grow a 6-figure and beyond business using those platforms. Myth number 2, and I apologize, I was super sick last week, so you guys might hear me cough. Myth number 2 is one that I hear all the time. And it's that you must track engagement in your audience stats to see success. Okay? Myth number 2 is that you must track things like engagement and audience growth in order to see success. Now, you may or may not know this about me. I came from corporate marketing background before I started helping women grow their businesses. And in corporate, in marketing, it is very much commonplace to be tracking all of these metrics. And if you hire a social media manager, they're probably tracking all these metrics. Because in corporate, or when you hire somebody like that, they need some measure, some benchmark that they're looking for to discern if your marketing is working or not. And in corporate, it very much comes from the top down of, we want to see stats. We want to know what the ROI is. Okay, and again, it's not that these things aren't helpful or serve a purpose, but the mistake I see, especially in a lot of new business owners, is they hyper focus on these engagements, on these metrics of their engagement or their audience growth, and they look to those things to determine what their level of success is in their business. And that is 100% not true. Okay, the truth is, it's great that you have people joining your world. It's great that you see your audience growing, but that's not actually the metric of success, especially when you're starting your business. Okay, we're going to talk in a little bit what this all means and what you should actually be tracking. But to share a very quick story with you, I even chatted with somebody at one point in time about her business, and she had over 15,000 followers on Instagram. Okay, and she gets tons of engagement on her posts. Tons of engagement, right? I guess perception is reality. I should give you numbers. So I know she had over 15,000 followers. She may have been closer to like 20,000 followers on Instagram. She would have multiple hundreds of likes on every post and oftentimes hundreds of comments on her post. But the truth is, when I talked with her about her business, number 1, she was working around the clock and barely even saw her husband to try to keep up with all the content that she had to create. Number 2, she was doing all of that with all of that engagement to hustle around the clock to make $2,000 a month. Okay, there was way more engagement going on. A lot of people would probably see that type of engagement and that number of followers and think that she's crushing it in her business. But she was struggling to make $2,000 a month with that type of engagement. That's why so many people, myself included, refer to those as vanity metrics. Just because you have likes and engagement on your post does not actually equal dollars in your bank account. Okay, so myth number 3 that I see often in the online space is that I hear entrepreneurs say, right, but like people know what I do and I don't want to annoy them. So what ends up happening in their marketing is they don't actually tell people on all your posts in your communities what you do, who you help, and how they can reach out to you. So if you were on this training at the beginning, or if you listen to the other ones that I've done, you will always hear me say, maybe I shouldn't say always, maybe there's some, I'm human, right? Maybe I forget, but you will usually hear me say at the top of the call, like, hey, I'm a business coach for women. If you're looking for help with this, DM me, head to my website, right? I make it very clear what I do, who I help, and how you can connect with me. The truth is, right? So people have this hang up in their head, like, I'm going to annoy people. They already know what I do. They don't want to hear me talking about this. The truth is, number 1, people skim, and people skim a lot. Okay. And also when you're talking about social media, the algorithm is only going to show your post to a handful of people. I've seen stats that say as little as about 2% of your audience will actually see your content unless they start engaging with it and it takes off, and then the algorithm starts showing it to more people. Okay, so trust me, your best clients that want to work with you do not get sick of hearing from you. In fact, they're only going to see some of your content. And that, combined with the fact that people skim, it's really, really important that you tell them on every post how to reach out to you or how to connect with you or how you can help them. Okay, myth number 4 is something that I used to do in my business. Again, I came from a corporate background in marketing, and this is like how we were conditioned in corporate marketing. But myth number 4 is that you must track the analytics on every post. Okay, this is something I used to do. I used to look to every post. I would even almost assign responsibility to my post. Like, I'm going to do this post and I would like to get this many calls booked from it. Okay, the truth is, when you take a step back and you stop hyper-focusing on vanity metrics like that on social media, you learn that marketing is a cumulative or has a compound effect over time. One post is not going to make or break your business. Now, if you do have a post that goes viral and you get a ton of calls booked from it, awesome, right? Like, celebrate the shit out of that. Amazing. But one post is never going to make or break your business. And I think about it in the lifetime of your business. When you have somebody that really is like, wow, I think I want to work with you. And they start consuming your content. Maybe they start listening to all your podcast episodes or watching all the trainings in your group, or they're scrolling through your feed and consuming all your posts. Any post, any content, any value that you have created that they can go through and binge consume is adding to this cumulative effect that your marketing has in your business. Okay, so one viral post, awesome, but that's not really what we're gunning for. We're gunning for like this really delicious, satisfying, sustainable business that doesn't just have one big post that gets people that come in. We want people coming into your business so that you feel really luxurious, they feel luxurious, you have this really great dynamic going on where you know every day what you spend time creating in your business is going to bring clients in. It may or may not be the day the post goes out there, but that content actually continues working for you. Now, when we talk about social media content, right, it does usually have a spike when you first put the content out there of engagement. But again, when people are mass consuming your content, when they're going back through, when they're reading words that you wrote 6, 12, 18 months ago, when they're pulling up old trainings, that content still carries a lot of power. Okay, so I want you remembering that it is not so, the importance doesn't need to be overly weighted on the analytics of one specific post's performance. I want you remembering that all of your marketing has a cumulative effect. Okay, it compounds over time. So what does all of this mean? Okay, I'm going to recap for you really quickly. The 4 myths that we talked about in the online space with marketing is myth number 1, that you have to run ads or create some kind of funnel. Myth number 2, that you must track engagement or audience growth. Myth number 3 is that people already know what you do and you're going to annoy them if you keep talking about it. And myth number 4 is that you must actually track specific analytics of every post that you're creating. All right, if you're just hopping on now, catch the replay. You can hear what the truth is behind those myths. So what does this all mean? Oh, we're doing so good on time. It all means that likely you can simplify things inside of your business and you can simplify your marketing. So if you stop hyper-focusing on engagement, you stop hyper-focusing on what this post did, what this post didn't do, did it get calls booked, did it not? And you take that step back and you start just looking at your marketing as like, here's all the value that I'm creating in the world today and yesterday and the last 6 months. And here's all the value I'm going to create this year. Like, of course, this is going to bring clients into me. Okay, that's what I mean by simplifying your marketing. I don't mean you stop showing up. I don't mean that you don't create things. I don't mean that you can't batch create. I don't mean that you can't create in advance. But it really simplifies things when you realize that every single thing you do is bringing clients into you. It's not, the responsibility doesn't just hang on one post or one training. It's everything that you put out there. I also want you to remember that the true measure of your marketing is working. Remember, marketing is the tool that you use to create demand or create interest in your business. So the true measure, if we're not hanging responsibility on one post and we're not getting hung up on those vanity metrics on social media, right? The true measure if your marketing is working for you is your business financials. Is your business profitable? If it's not profitable, then your marketing is likely not working for you right now. Okay, and then that takes a deeper dive after that. Are you getting people on calls but you're not closing them? If you're not closing them, is it because they're not your ideal clients, or is it because you have a sales issue? Okay, so it takes a deeper dive, but if your business is not profitable, something isn't working for you, and likely there's something in your marketing that isn't working for you. If your business is profitable, but it's not as profitable if you want, right? Then it's definitely time to look at marketing versus sales. Where's the growth opportunity inside of your business if it's not as profitable as you want? And there are different layers to this that we peel back and we dive into. Okay, because again, if it's sales that aren't closing, is it the people you're talking to? Is it how you're running the sales calls? Is it your mindset around sales? Are you scared to say the pricing? There's several different layers to this, but your marketing is the first place to look when either your business isn't profitable or isn't as profitable as you want it to be. So remember, ladies, helping you sort all of this out, helping you define and discern, is my marketing working? Is it not working? What is the cumulative effect? Right? Is there something else going on? What really needs to shift or change inside my business to hit these bigger goals this year? Those are all things that I help you with, that I can help you with, that I help my clients with. Oh, and we're celebrating my client Carrie today. She just had one of her biggest weeks in business. I think already this year she's at like $8,500. Yeah, so it's super exciting, and we are celebrating and sending out all the good vibes for her. It's going to be an amazing year. This will be her first six-figure year in business, so super exciting. So remember, these are all things that I can help you sort out, but it's really important that you take a fresh look at your marketing and your strategy and what you've been putting out there. See where you can simplify it. See if you've been believing any of these myths and you need to shift your thinking around that, which then in turn shifts your strategy around it. And if you are curious about coaching together and you're wondering if coaching with me is the right next step in your business, or maybe you know it is, but you have some questions, DM me or head out to my website, kimthebusinesscoach.com. You can sign up for a free consult on there. And on the free consult, what we do is we spend about 45 minutes together one-to-one talking about your business and your goals. And the whole goal around that call is to figure out what the right next step is for you inside of your business. And if that's working together, and we're a good fit, then I will invite you to join my private one-to-one mentorship. I work with my clients for 6 months, and it is luxurious and glorious, and we do all of this amazing work together. So again, DM me or head to my website if you are ready and you would like to talk about coaching together. Adios, amigas.